Good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of July. It is 10:15, and we have just started our 10 o'clock class recording. For today, let's share the screen. I will just make sure that, I don't know, Almudena, if you remember, that I mentioned that every week we are going to have an update, right? So Monday and Tuesday will always be class 1. Wednesday and Thursdays will be class 2. Last week was a special week because we had only 2 classes. And I said to every group that we are always gonna have a plan that will become an update. So this was initially in the beginning of the document as a plan. The, the week happens, and then at the end of the week, on Thursday or Friday or Saturday, it depends because I have an 85 years old mom at home. So I depend on how things happen during those days to be able to do the update. And then I place the update at the end of everything that was done in that week. As we work in collaboration, I try to get profit of everything done by every group. That's why we are going to find these kind of things that I forgot to underline. So the document is organized by dates and also by the time of the classes so that the students can locate better what they need, depending on the group they belong. Although I do my best and I normally am able to do the same content for all groups, and I mean the 8 groups. I try to manage the classes so that everybody has the same content, especially because the exams on Class Live are the same for everybody, so the content should be the same. Okay. Important changes in the documents. Last week I had, for example, progress test 1, place it in several pictures in the document, and I printed PDFs for all progress tests here, and I have pasted at the moment progress test 1 answer key, and the same for progress test 2. Question, Almudena, did you do the homework that was progress test number 2? Were you able to?
Yes, I do.
You did. Okay, did you check your answers here?
In my document.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, but I mean, you were able to check the answers. Are you the student that told me that you could not see the answers?
Uh, Sorry, can you repeat?
Are you the student who wrote me a message saying there are no answers in the PDF?
Yes,
Okay,
I write to you.
okay, so
I wrote you.
yeah, so we have changed 3 answers because I was very tired. When you
Ah,
wrote
okay.
to me, I went straight to do the exercise and I was very, very tired, and I committed 3 mistakes. So, well, this was not a mistake. It is that I forgot to add a second answer. So a student suggested this answer, and the answer is correct for number 23. Number 27, this one, I wrote code off the meeting and it was to be called off. This you need to fix on your document, please. So the meeting needed to be called off. And I think that's all. And here, I wrote in the age of 3, and it's at the age of 3, 19. Okay? So it's 19, 23, and 27. I will make sure that I write this here. 19, 23, one more answer, and 27. Note the answer key for B1 progress test 2 was changed. Make sure you double check. How do I change the language here? Edit, maybe? No. Language. I don't want British here. Double check the answers for questions. And 27. Okay. All right, Almudena, did you double check now?
Yes.
All right. Then when the weekend comes, I do the update. I make sure that I shrinkle the document the most possible, because the documents grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And in some promotions, I had documents that had 100 and something pages, and it's massive work. And I try to shrinkle the document the most that I can. Okay. And this is what we did last week. It doesn't change anything. I organized a little bit, okay? Trying to keep the format. So the subtitles would be underlined, and then we have the update here. So if a student is watching the classes, only watching the classes, or if a student misses a class and wants to double check if they are up to date, they need to come to that week update and make sure they have everything that is described in that update. That's how you keep track of your document, and it is met that the document is matching the common document for the course. Okay, and here is the plan for this week. Classes 1, Monday and Tuesday, are having exactly the same. That's why the date is always together. And whatever is done differently is written in the time of the classes. At the end, everybody's going to have the same thing. Okay? So let's start. Our course focus especially on speaking and writing. As we are speaking all the time, I know I am the one speaking most of the time, not because I want, but because the students don't speak. They are given the chance to speak, but they choose not to speak. So I am normally the one speaking. So at the end, the course is more focused on writing. To write, for B2 and C1 levels, we need great grammar for B2 and excellent grammar for C1. To have great and excellent grammars in the texts that we have to write, we need to revise the whole grammar. That's why we are doing the progress tests, and that's why we are doing the grammar revisions that we have to do. They are only gonna take 1, 2, at most 3 classes. Next class will not be grammar practice, will be listening, so that we rest a little bit. Why? Especially regarding the essay, we need complex structures if you want to acquire a B2 level certificate. So we need to go from easy to difficult. I introduce you web pages and I introduce you why and how to diagnose what you need to practice, and you keep practicing while we are doing or while we are having the classes. All right. So today we are going to do some practice about all tenses, the articles, I will tell you why, and punctuation, and I will tell you why. All tenses, obviously, when we write a text, especially regarding the emails and the essay that we have to write for the exam, we need to be attentive to the timeline and to the modals. All right. So the timeline is important. If you start writing in the present, you cannot mix the tenses in an improper way. You gotta domain the timeline. And before that, you need to domain the structure of the verb tenses. So we are gonna do simple practices for present and simple practices for past to have an idea, and then each student will decide on what they have to practice. The articles. We have a structure in Spanish, which is this. Mm, right? Almudena,
Yes.
can you translate it to me into English?
Uh, Shirts is blusa.
Yes,
So the shirts blue.
the
No,
shirt,
no, sorry. The blue shirt.
el color de la blusa.
Ah, the color of the shirt is blue.
Okay, it is not incorrect, but now I'm gonna give you an option, okay? What sounds less repetitive and what has only one article?
The second one.
The second
But
one.
I think you want to literal translation.
No,
Ah, okay, okay.
no. The literal translations are not good because
Yeah.
if you translate literally, you don't interpret. Okay, we need to interpret to avoid españolismos. This structure This structure is a very Latin structure. It is not that it's a bad structure. It is not, because it's part of our Latin languages. I am Brazilian and we use the same structure. But I am speaking English since 1998. So I am already used it to do this. As soon as I see this, I already do the transformation in my mind, on my mind. Okay? So it is now it is normal for me, but it's going to be difficult if the students are still preparing for the examinations. It is important to try to get rid of this the most possible.
So the first one isn't bad, but the second is better.
That's it.
Okay.
The first one is not bad. This would be a B1, and this would be a B2. That's it. Exactly. It's not bad, but this one is better. Okay? So, because in here we are overusing the article the when we don't need, we have the genitive case to do that. And if we do that in here, we are going to do that all over the essay. And then when you count the of thus in the essay, you are going to freak out on the many of this you can find in an essay. If I don't tell the students this, you cannot imagine how many of this I can find in an essay. All right? That's why we are going to practice today. We are going to practice the use of articles. What articles? Because there are only 3 articles. The articles are definite, the, or indefinite, a or n, right? So we are going to do only 2 exercises and that's it. And punctuation. Punctuation. Why punctuation? Because although you are master degrees students, there are still students that struggle with punctuation, especially with this friend here, the semicolon. I was told by some students that it is not a very used punctuation mark in Spanish. Don't know if it's true or not. But many students don't know where to use the semicolon in English, nor the comma. For example, I was told that when you say this, you don't need a comma. But if I say this, in English, you need a comma. This is one of the most important differences. Every time you do a list in English, you need a comma before the last item. This is very, very important for the essays. This is one example. All right, so we are going to practice punctuation as well. Ready, Almudena?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to do, as you were alone in the room, I will click and we will do together. You will tell me the answers. And off you go. This is the present mix exercise. Do you prefer doing on yourself and then telling me the answers, or can you tell me and then I write here for you?
What you say?
Okay, so if you don't mind, tell me. Wait, hold on. This is a mix. Okay, it's not a okay. It's a mix, not a present mix. It's a mix.
Present and past?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have to identify the
Uh-huh.
keywords to decide what tense to use.
So first one, I went to the cinema. Um, this one is future?
Is
Uh, future
future, yeah,
will be.
yes.
Um, is listening. My friend are listening. Sorry.
Every evening. Every evening, Almudena.
Mm. L- Listen.
Listens. S, it is my friend, one friend, he or she. The verb in the present brings an S. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, number 4. Ay, sorry.
They clean.
Uy. They, in the past, you say?
No.
Like this? They clean?
Yes.
Okay. Why are you using the present? Because you have present here?
Yes.
Okay. But you have the word again. If it looks new again, what was happening before?
um. eh, Okay.
The car was looking old, right? Or dirty or not nice, right?
Mm.
So we need to indicate that the car
Vale. So cleaning.
cleaned. But
Cleaned.
this is do in the sentence leaves the sentence gives you an idea of when the car was cleaned, like here.
Mhm.
In this sentence, we don't know when the car was cleaned, right? In this sentence, we know when she went to the cinema yesterday. So when we don't know when this action happened, we are going to use the perfect tenses. Depending on the situation, it's going to be the present or the past perfect. In this case, if the sentence is in present here, you need the present perfect here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Listen, Mr. Jones
Is playing.
okay, is playing the piano. If I wrote the word now here, would it be correct?
Uh, Can you repeat?
If I wrote the word now here, would it be correct?
The verb here?
No, if I wrote the word now, this word.
Okay, okay. Sí. Finally, with now.
To finish the sentence with the word now. Would
Yes,
it be correct? Yes.
yes.
Yes. So that proves that this verb tense is correct. Every time you can add the word now, you can imagine the word now, you can say you are using correctly the present continuous, because the present continuous is a bit tricky. Okay?
Okay.
Well done. This one, 2 weeks ago.
Broke.
Broke.
Are taking.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Look,
Yeah.
Danny,
Um, reads.
listens every what this evening.
Mm, if any. Uh,
Do you want a hint? A hint is una, how do you say it? Pista?
okay. Reading.
The pista is
Ah, is going to read.
okay. Why is it is going to read and is not reading? Is reading. If remember, every time you use the present continuous to say the action is happening at the moment, you need to imagine the word now to double check that verb tense is correct. If you have written here, Danny is reading a book this evening now, would it be correct? No.
No.
So you cannot use the present continuous. Okay? So this evening means planning. And it means planning. And the planning is expressed in the sentence because I can say that I am doing some work. I can depending on the situation and depending on the context, I could even use the present continuous. I'm not gonna go into that now because it's too early for that. Okay, but the using the word now to test present continuous and is going to at this moment is the best tool that we can have. All right,
Okay.
all right. Number 9.
Have lunch.
Yes. Keyword. What is the keyword?
Often.
Yes. Often. Frecuentemente.
Mhm.
He
Lost.
You are committing the same mistake you did here.
Have lost.
He has lost. Third person has. Sorry. Third person singular has. Third person plural have. The same thing. When did he lose the money? No idea. 10 minutes before? Yesterday? This morning? Right? No idea. And he can't buy this hamburger. So that's why we are using the present. If we had here couldn't, this would be had. Because we would be talking about this because this happened yesterday. Hey, Almudena, we went to McDonald's yesterday and John had lost his money, so he couldn't buy for his hamburger. He couldn't buy his hamburger. I needed to pay for him. All right? As this is present, this is present. This is the timeline that I was talking about in the beginning of the class. This is the timeline. All right? I repeated lunch, sorry. But it's correct, have lunch. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's go with the second one. It's more or less the same, but more focused in the past. Okay? Let's go.
But all the times pass.
Not always. You need to identify
Okay.
but mostly in the past timeline, not the simple past. Okay? All right. Let's go. The way to do blanks exercise is we TV when it started to rain. When it started to rain. Simple past, keyword when. So something was happening when it started to rain. We were watching TV when it started to rain. Right? This is how we need to read all the sentence because many students stop here. To visit you yesterday. They complete and then they come here and they complete and then they read everything and they notice that they might have committed a mistake. We first read everything and then we start completing. Off you go.
I want to visit you yesterday.
I
I want.
want. Can you spell it for me?
W A N T E D.
When we finish the class, I will upload the class. Okay? I want you to hear and you will notice as you don't pronounce this.
Yeah.
Okay? So we need to say the EDs because in the speaking exam, it is going to be a mistake. So I wanted to visit you yesterday. Remember, we are listening to the songs in the beginning of the class because I want to show the students how native say all letters. There are no silent consonants. So I wanted to visit you yesterday. But you
Didn't.
For the verb to be, okay? The verb to be in the past.
Was. O sea, sorry. Where?
Were. That's it. But you were not at home. Correct.
It is raining.
Very good.
So we can go to the
Sorry,
beach.
can you say this again?
Can't.
Okay,
Go to the beach.
correct. A good way to say this, because it is can and can't. So we must exaggerate. So we really say can't. There you go. 4.
Um, will be raining.
No. There are a lot of clouds in the sky. And we have when it's gonna happen.
Uh,
That's the indication of the time it's gonna happen.
it's raining soon. No, no. It's going to.
It is going to rain.
Mm.
It is going to rain soon. So as we can see the clouds, the consequence, the logical consequence is that it is going to rain, and we know it's going to be soon. The sun.
Is rising.
In the east. This is a universal truth. It's a fact.
Rise.
Rises. In the present, right? Every day the sun rises in the east. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, be careful with number 6. Analyze this sentence very well.
Hot. To visit.
Have to visit. Since. have visited. Present perfect, since keyword for for perfect tense. So this is an action that started in 2019. It happened 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, and it is going to happen in 26 and in the future. It's an action that it hasn't finished yet. Okay? 7. While the doctor. Keyword, while.
Was examining.
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 Mhm.
Was waiting.
Very good. While the doctor was examining Mr. Jones this morning, his son was waiting outside. Why both of them are continuous? People watching, many of you probably wrote here waited, because the word while indicates that both actions are happening at the same time. It's different from this sentence when you have the word when. Normally, after the word when, we have the the past simple. And with the word while in the beginning, both actions are happening at the same time. So let's imagine we are at the doctor and our son comes with us. You stay at the doctor's office and your son is in the waiting room sitting and drawing a drawing for you while you are at the doctor's office. That's why both actions are happening at the same time and they are continuous. Well done, Almudena. 8.
Was waiting.
Mm-mm. You are still waiting.
At this moment.
You are still waiting. But you started waiting and you are still waiting. The action is not finished.
I'm waiting.
I have been waiting for keyword for perfect tense. Okay? 9. Okay, past. You have after and you have past here. So one thing happened before the other, and both actions happened in the past. One happened before. What verb tense do you need?
I don't know.
One past before another past is past perfect. And wait a minute. this box for you. I always say this sentence when my charger, because my computer is going to sleep if I don't.
Will carry.
Very good. Decision made at the moment of speaking. Future. All right. So, Almudena, it is, I don't know how long you have not been studying English. You should revise the verb tenses, right? As the majority of the students, it is normal. This is like what happens to 80% of the students. Even though 80% of the students can communicate well in English and we can understand each other, the grammar is always behind, right? Normally, that's what happens. It is more than normal. And that's why we have 2 books on Class Life. I recommended here, we have, well, sorry, I didn't mention in the beginning of the class. This is official TOEIC channel for information. This is a very good channel for practices in general for the 4Skills. It is not the 4Skills platform channel. This is a channel that helps the students prepare for TOEIC, okay? With native speakers, because there are many channels with Asian speakers, but this is a channel with native speakers. And the webpage which I use for the grammar practices. So let's imagine that the student realizes they need to practice the verb tenses. All right, so let's go for the tenses. So initially, you should start and go in the sequence. Okay? So as it is really organized, I like it because of the way they organize things. This is one of my favorite. Okay? So you can use all those resources to practice when you have the time to. Okay? What else? I was going to say something about that you didn't need to worry if you need to practice because it's more than normal. It's normally what happens. Okay? And you don't need a lot a day. And I know nobody wants to have the obligation, but 10-15 minutes a day, not more. We don't need to, you enter that page, for example, and you decide, I am going to do it 10-15 minutes a day. That's it. Some students commute to work. So why not? While you are commuting, you do this. For example, I know it's compromise, but it is what it is. We have 3 months together, then you have 3 months with 4Skills, and that's it. It's gonna be over. I think that the sooner the better. As soon as you are free of this, the better. For the verb tenses, for the students that want to revise the verb tenses, I have pasted this chart here. It is from the same webpage, and it is amazingly organized. The way they use the colors to define the structure is really nice. The uses, I say keywords, they say signal words, but they mean the same. Okay? So it is really, really well organized. Really recommendable. What I recommend to my students when they are learning or they need to revise is to write this. Remember the 3 inputs. 1 input, read. Second input, read and transfer from your sight to your hand and write. And then you can do the opposite. You can read and transfer to your computer. So you're going to have 3 processes. Okay? That's the way. So it is on page 6, or you can click on the all verb chart, all verb tenses chart in the outline here. All right, Almudena, let's go with the articles. Okay? Let's revise general articles in here. So we are going to choose a, an, or the, or simply no article. All right?
Okay.
We went to
No article.
we are going to correct at the end, all right? 2. Can you bring me some ham?
The
From the fridge. You can read the sentence if you want.
a
You never eat a fish?
mhm.
Okay, hold on. Let's revise, okay? Can you read the revision for us?
All? I read all?
Just a sec. Just a sec. Okay. How do I take this away from here? Like this. This one. Can you read for us, Almudena?
Uh, at the start,
At the start, please.
2 types of articles can be placed before a noun.
Definite.
Definite, the, and indefinite, some, a, and.
Correct.
The use of each article depends on whether a specific or general reference is made to any member of a group. Def- defi- Definite means that they refer to some specific thing as contrast with a or an, which does not refer to one specific noun or plural noun. The is used only when referring to a particular thing and may be used to refer to one or many of those things.
For example,
The Labrador puppy was seen running after the cats.
All right. Stop there. Okay. So the essence of being definite and indefinite is that the definite specifies. If you read this sentence, the Labrador puppy was seen running after the cats, you can you can close your eyes and imagine a Labrador puppy running after 3 or 4 cats. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can define on your mind 1 puppy and 3 or 4 cats. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to indefinite articles.
Indefinite articles are indefinite because they do not refer specifically to the definite article, particular objects being discussed.
Discussed.
discussed. An indefinite article refers to an object in a general sense. Place the word a before
Ah,
any a before any noun referring to one item within a type. Thoughts not limited to the one specific item within the category type. Yeah,
uh,
use a for any one dog, but not necessarily a specific dog.
uh-huh.
For example, a dog
Mhm.
at the kennel jumped onto my lap.
Stop there, please. So the kennel is the protectora.
Okay.
Okay, so a dog at the kennel jumped on my lap. I went to the kennel to adopt a dog, and a dog jumped onto my lap. Do I know which dog it is? No, because there were many dogs at the kennel, and
Mhm.
a dog, not the dog, right?
Right.
Let's continue.
Articles in English are invariable, which means they do not change according to the gender of number of the noun to which they refer. For example, the woman, the man, the people, a girl, a boy, the children.
Okay, just let me check. I don't remember right now. I got blocked, and I
Mm,
don't remember what this means. Uh-huh. That is, in other words. Yeah.
mm,
So in this, in other words.
in other words, okay.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So this is probably you remember that they are invariable, and now we know that the is for specifying and n is for only one, etc. Right?
Mhm, mhm.
And indefinite. I think it's enough. Well, yeah, let's continue. Definite articles. The.
The is used before both singular and plural specific nouns that indicates a particular things or member of a group may be used to refer to one or many of these things. For example, the teacher indicates one particular teacher. A teacher could refer to any teacher. The dog was seen running after the cats.
Mhm. Stop there. Let's imagine that you tell one mate of yours, a teacher told me we don't have class today. Which teacher? Lucy told me we don't have class today. Right? Or if we were in primary school, we would say the teacher told me we don't have class tomorrow because we have only one teacher. The teacher told me we don't have class tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah? Okay. Continuing.
The is used when the noun cannot be counted. For example, the coffee I had this morning was too sweet. The ink in my pen has run out. The that is not used with non-countable nouns
Mhm.
that refer to something in general sense, unless the non-countable noun is made more specific by a modifying phrase or clause. For example, coffee is my favorite drink. The coffee that I had this morning was stale.
Okay, stop there, please. So this is a very good example on my intentions for practicing the articles. When we write the essays, the topics are going to be presented. For example, let's write about abortion. Normally, what 97% of the students do is the abortion is controversial. No, abortion is controversial. And then we can say the abortion among teenagers should be regulated. Then we are talking about a specific abortion. But when we start talking about a topic, we don't need that article.
Mhm.
Okay. The is also used.
Continue, read.
Continue, please.
To refer to something which has already been mentioned. For example, an elephant and a mouse
Fell in love.
fell in love. The mouse laughed, the elephant's long trunk, and the elephant's love the mouse tiny nose.
Mouses,
Mouse's
tiny, tiny.
tiny nose.
Mm-hmm.
When both the speaker and listener know what is being talked about, even even if it has not been mentioned before. For example, where's the bathroom? It's on the first floor. To refer to objects we regard as unique, for example, the sun, the moon, the world.
Mm-hmm.
In sentence or clause, where we define a particular person or object, for example, the man who wrote this book is famous. My house is the one with a blue door. Okay. Before superlative and ordinal numbers, for example, the highest building, the first page, the last chapter, with name, geographical areas and oceans, the Caribbean, the Sahara,
The,
the
Sa-
Pacific,
the
the,
Caribbean,
the Caribbean, the
the
Sahara,
Sahara.
the Pacific,
Mm-hmm.
with decades,
Decades.
decades, or groups or of years. She grew up in the 70s.
Okay, well done. So I make the students read. Well, you're not going to go over this, obviously, because it's a lot. I was especially concerned about this. Okay, these are the main uses that we are concerned about for the essays. This is also important, but we don't need to go over everything in here. I am going to copy this. I like this material. Um, I am going to place this here. This is July 22nd. 10 o'clock group, edit material to class. Okay, so now we are gonna go back here. And although it's almost time, I want to do that with you. Let's start over, okay?
Okay.
We went to
A nice restaurant yesterday. Oh, the fridge.
that's correct. You never eat
A fish. No, without article.
nothing. You never eat fish. Okay, number 4. She
The
cooked.
the the fish.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Nowadays,
Children.
do you know the meaning of children?
Uh, boy.
Ni niños.
Sí, sí.
Child,
Ah,
niño. Children, niños. Is this in general or is this?
in plural. No.
Yes, it is in plural, but
Uh-huh.
even though it's in plural, could be my children. So Lucy's children, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are these children specific children or general children?
General.
General. Do you need an article?
No.
No. That's what I mentioned about the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. They say, not the abortion is controversial, abortion is controversial. So children expend a lot of time using technology nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy
A new computer.
because
The computer
in my office, it is a
is
specific
bro-
computer, right?
Mhm.
Okay. 7. Now you do on yourself and I don't correct. Take your time.
Okay. Without article, um, the
8.
a the wait. Okay. Continue. No article. A great musician. No article. The chicken.
Okay. Do you want to revise before I check?
Mm, no.
Okay, so let's check. Only one wrong. So I am a teacher. You are a personal trainer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well done. Better, because in the beginning of the activity, you did you committed some mistakes right in the beginning. So you said there was no article here.
Yeah.
Remember? Okay. So I'm glad that the reading was good for you. Okay, it is about time, and we need to define the homework.
Okay.
And as this will take you 4 minutes, well, let's say 5 minutes. Officially, it should take you 5 minutes. This should take you 5 minutes. My compromise for homework is never give you more than 75 minutes in asynchronous work, but I always try to give you less than 30 minutes homework. Remember from the induction video. So this is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And the punctuation. Yeah, these are 4. This is 1 minute. No, let's say 10 minutes for everything, 2 minutes and a half per block. So it would be 10 minutes more. No ha ido tan mal después de todo, pero ha resultado. Había contado las casas. Sí, de los 5 años a los 18 cambiaba de casa de acogida cada pocas semanas. Y a veces cambiaba de casa cada pocos días. Okay, so that's 20 minutes. And then there is more punctuation in here. This is for you to identify the punctuation marks in this block and apply punctuation marks in these 5 blocks. I won't ask you to do this because then we are going to exceed the 30 minutes. If you want to do it, do it. Okay? But you are not obliged. You can do it in the class. All right? So for 10 o'clock today, homework. It is all punctuation links, right? Punctuation. No. Articles. Links. 29 and 30. I will fix it later. Plus all punctuation related exercises links. 3. All this will take you at most 30 minutes. All right? Okay, Almudena?
Okay.
All right. So that's it for today.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for everything.
Huh?
Thanks for everything.
My pleasure. Take care of that food, eh?
Okay, I will do.
All right.
Have a good day.
And you too, Almudena. See you Thursday.
See you.
Bye bye.